Men that are not paying 100% of the bills are getting over on you, and they know that they are getting over on you. When men pitch this idea of, oh, we're going to live together and we're going to go 50-50 on the finances, they only want to leave it at money, okay? Because the way that they're trying to frame it is that, okay, I work and you work. And so because both of us are working, we might as well contribute 50% of the finances. And to that, you should say, you want to know what? We both do work, so it's only fair that we go 50-50. And because of that, I will not have sex with you. And because of that, I will not be your emotional support person whenever you need advice, whenever you need mentoring, whenever you need someone to trauma dump on. And because of that, I'm not going to cook anything. And because of that, I'm not going to clean anything, because it's only about us working, right? Oh, and not to mention, I'm not going to have your child. Yep, I'm not going to have your child because, like you said, it's only about us working, right? Only the finances matter. So since only the finances matter, it shouldn't matter if I don't do anything, all of the above, because you're only basing this on financial contribution. Watch how fast that man decides to not talk to you anymore when you say that, because they know what they are doing. Men have way more testosterone than women. Men have way higher of a sex drive than women. They are always going to want it more than you're going to want it. At the beginning, it's going to be cute. Y'all are going to be like rabbits in the bedroom. But when y'all are cohabitating, that shit's going to get old, and it's going to get old fast. You're not going to be getting off every single time like he is. And you're not going to want to do it every single time that he wants to. So you're already losing in the bedroom.
Do women even like men anymore? You watch this woman in the video, and this is not unusual. We see this a lot on social media and such in our society and culture today. And I've discussed it here on Resilient Man channel, how many times the relationship between or with a woman is transactional. It comes down to the transactional. But you watch this video, and isn't it interesting that many of the things that she lists out as far as the duties between a man and a woman, having his children, being there for him, supporting him emotionally, having sex with him, doing these things, it's all based on transaction. And in her mind, or by her standards, you should be paying for everything. And if you're not, then you're actually using her. Now, we know this is just manipulation and gaslighting, but it's still interesting to watch. And isn't it interesting, too, that the truth that she shares with us, she shares the truth that in many cases with many women, they are just going through the motions to get you into the relationship. She mentions it. Sex is great. Things are great in the bedroom. You're hot and heavy, doing it like rabbits. But then when you're in the relationship, you really don't want to do it. Most of the time, you're not even getting off. He's the one who's enjoying the bedroom fun. And to her, it's just a chore. This is the reality. This is the reality. And to me, it illustrates, it reveals the manipulation. It reveals what is used to get you into the relationship. But the question I have when you watch a video like this is, if she loved her man or even liked him, would she be saying these things? Of course not. She wouldn't be saying these things at all, because she would be wanting to do all the things that she mentions. She would be excited to do them. But see, with many women, they don't even like men. Men are just a tool. And so, I'm sure you've experienced this within the dating scene and such. I mean, I'm sure you've been there. Swipe left, ghosted, used, forgotten. Men everywhere asking the same question. Do women even like men anymore? Or are we just utilities, tools, wallets, status symbols, stepping stones for them, or temporary validation? If you're a guy of any age and have been out there in the dating scene recently, the dating landscape has changed drastically. What used to be about connection and loyalty and building something together, actually liking each other, how novel is that, uh, is now about leverage. It's about her options. It's about hypergamy. Social media has given women attention on demand. It's kind of like Netflix or Hulu. You know, do you personally know a woman who has admitted to you she goes on dating apps or social media, at least in part, to get validation, to get an ego boost? I know women like this. I've had women, friends and such, admit this to me. They're having a bad day at work or whatever. They pop on a dating app, they pop on social media, and they read the messages from men who boost their ego, these men who are wanting to take them out on dates and be with them. And these women are reading these messages with no intention of ever meeting these men, and certainly not having any relationship with these men. And unfortunately, there's plenty of these simps to go around. They don't even like the men. They're just a tool. Dating apps gave women access to the top 10% of men, and then feminism told them you don't need a man. So when you combine those things, men are tools. Men are utilities to be used. And so many women out there, no matter where they fall on the sexual market value scale, believe that their options are limitless. And that plays into this as well. So, where does that leave the average guy? You, me. And the term average is not a derogatory term, by the way. Most of us are average. Most of us are a 4, a 5, a 6, maybe a 7. So that's not a derogatory thing. That's the majority of men out there. But men are seen as a means to an end, and many of these women don't even like you. Too many men today are treated as a means to an end and not looked at as a real partner, as a protector, just a provider, and in some cases just entertainment, like I mentioned before, when they pop on the dating app or the social media to get their validation boost, and then you're no longer needed. Ask yourself, when was the last time a woman valued you for your character, your loyalty, your hard work, your struggle and sacrifice? Or was it your income, your lifestyle, and your status? This isn't bitterness. This is just simply awareness. It's something we all have experienced. I have. Again, do women even like men anymore? We were sold a lie that men and women are the same. We're not. That we want the same things. We don't. We love the same way. We don't. The truth, men love idealistically. Women love opportunistically. And that's not hate, that's just nature. That's how it's been throughout history. And once you see it, you really can't unsee it. So, do women like men or simply what men provide? So let me ask you, watching this, let me ask you this question. Here's the real question. Do women like you, or do they like what you can do for them? Your woman specifically, would she still be there if you lost your job? If you stopped paying for everything? If you stopped simping? The reality, most men are one bad month away from finding out the hard way what the truth really is. Do not be blind, my friend. Be aware of what your true relationship with your woman really is. Incidentally, some guys are perfectly fine with this transactional relationship. Cool. As long as your eyes are open to what your true relationship is. How many of you remember when the actor Charlie Sheen got busted for, shall we say, renting working girls? Now, Charlie Sheen was a good-looking, rich and famous actor. And people asked him, why are you paying for sex? His response was, I'm not paying for sex. I'm paying for them to leave when I'm done, which I always thought was hilarious. It was transactional, and he was cool with it. His eyes were open to the reality of it. Charlie Sheen certainly wasn't BSing himself that any of these working girls actually cared about him or even liked him. So, what do we do as men? Do we hate women? No. Resilient Man Channel is not about hating or bashing women. It's about empowering you as a man. Empowerment means taking ownership and accountability for your own life, though. Do we blame women? No. They are who they are. And not all women are the same. What we need to do is understand them, understand what they are, and we as men accept it's our responsibility to vet the woman in our lives. It's our responsibility as men to have high standards and boundaries and not make decisions with the wrong head, shall we say? Been there, guilty as charged. Stop putting women up on a pedestal. Stop chasing them. Stop sacrificing your purpose for her validation and giving them validation, which is only temporary. If we as men stay on point, going after our purpose, and the woman is the complement to your life and not the sole purpose, you will attract a much higher quality woman. Someone who actually likes you.
To men who don't care. A confident man who is self-aware and does not concern himself with chasing after women is extremely attractive. And that's why she keeps going back to her shitty ex. The reason being is because he is in service to something much higher than fleeting moments of pleasure and superficial validation. What's ironic about this is that he's not even trying. And women are drawn to him for this exact reason.
We build ourselves. We protect our energy. We choose wisely or not at all. You're not broken. You're not invisible, and you're certainly not worthless. You're a man, and that still means something. But only if you remember your value. Only if you stop giving it away to people who don't respect it. And notice I said people, because this applies to all the relationships in your life, not just the women. Do women even like men anymore? Some do, but most women only respect men who respect themselves first. And that is your responsibility. Your concern shouldn't be whether women like you or not. Your concern should be respecting yourself first, which means you will vet a woman properly to ensure she is worthy of you. So I'll ask you watching this, do you respect yourself? Do you know your value? No matter what you receive or don't receive from a woman. Does it show in how you live your life? This is what makes you a resilient man when it comes to women. Remember, you are the prize. Act like it. So don't worry about the noise out there from some women. Be the best version of yourself, and that will bring you the most peace and happiness. And it may attract a quality woman as well. So what say you? Share your thoughts. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this content. Like the content if you would. Share this with other men who need to hear this message today as well. Subscribe. Hit that subscribe button for me now. Support the channel for me. We are growing. I am so appreciative. Thank you so much for that. Know your worth. protect your peace.